Good afternoon, passengers. This is your head of school, Captain Stephen Druggan speaking. First, I'd like to welcome everyone onto Springside Chestnut Hill Academy's flight with service from September to June. Once we reach our cruising altitude of 33,000 feet, we'll be traveling at an airspeed of 400 miles per hour. The weather looks good, and with a mild tailwind on our side, and hopefully not too many snow days forecasted. So we are expecting to arrive in June right on schedule. The weather in June is clear and sunny with a high of 85 degrees. The cabin crew will be reviewing your safety information and coming around shortly to offer you a light beverage. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Aaron Bergman. I'll be taking care of your mathematics needs on this flight. As the head of crew, I'll ask that you please direct your attention to the screens in the front of the classroom as we review the emergency procedures. Please turn off all your electronic devices at this time as it interferes with the aircraft's navigational equipment and is in poor taste when someone is delivering a presentation. Cell phones have the amazing ability to connect us virtually to people far away, but it comes at the expense of the opportunity for real, nourishing connection that is right in front of your nose. Cell phone holders have been installed for student use to help them connect with each other and with their teacher. There are 6 emergency exits on this aircraft. Take a moment to locate the exit closest to you. Note that the nearest exit may be behind you. When the seatbelt sign illuminates, you must fasten your seatbelt. Insert the metal fittings one into the other and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight, as every family with teenagers will experience turbulence. In the unlikely event of an emergency landing and evacuation, leave your carry-on items behind. Life rafts are located below your seats, and emergency lighting will lead you to the closest exit and slide. We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. While we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the syllabus in the seat pocket in front of you. Today, we will be talking about the pedagogical and psycho-emotional advantages afforded to a technologically rich mathematics learning environment, particularly in an upper school setting. Should you experience a sudden loss of blood pressure to the head, oxygen masks will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose, pull the strap to tighten it. If you are traveling with children, you might try to make sure that your own mask is on first before assisting your child's. But as with most things technological, your child will probably figure it all out well before you. We are pleased to inform you that this flight has been re-engineered for the post-pandemic era. But first, let's talk about traditional flights. It should be noted that there are lots of really great teachers in traditional math settings providing wonderful learning experiences for their student passengers. But in order to do so, there are some pitfalls that must be negotiated. If you don't have a talented teacher in the traditional classroom, then often it can just feel like there's one pace being catered to in one learning style. A traditional math classroom also tends to be teacher-centered, whereby the teacher is the one doing the most thinking in the room, and the students are doing less than that. And sometimes they can tune it out, or be bored, or hide. There are plenty of teens today that don't benefit from these environments. Society and technology have conditioned lots of teens to expect high levels of interaction and immediate feedback. Teens often expect information to be fast, high volume, multisensory, immediately searchable or Googled, and not necessarily memorized or curated. Teens today have higher rates of anxiety, math anxiety, and ADHD. It's not that they're just being diagnosed more, but sociologists and psychologists tell us that the actual prevalence in society is increasing. Furthermore, we know ninth grade is an entry point for many students from many schools, be they public or independent, co-ed or single-gendered. Students have been equipped differently by a wide variety of schools, and they all come into our ninth grade. In view of all this, we need a classroom that is student-centered, where students can go at their own pace and have students' own varied needs centered. We need a classroom that can solidify algebra skills and at the same time discover and learn geometry, regardless of highly diverse needs. Students would be given what they need on a one-by-one basis and when they need it. Announcing the dashboard classroom. The students are given online tasks to do. They progress through these tasks with checks for understanding, which all show up on a dashboard for the teacher to review. Looking at this dashboard, the teacher can see when students finish early or are struggling and need help. The teacher can see if students are working together and when it might be time to have a group conversation or sometimes even a class-wide conversation. Conversely, if students all do well on a particular task, then that might be a class strength, and the teacher doesn't need to engage anyone on that topic and moves on to other things. Take this example from geometry. The most important information is blank and left for the student to discover. In this case, they draw a triangle, add the angles, and discover that the sum is always 180 degrees. We discover a lot of geometry this way, and it's done step by step on a dashboard with checks for understanding, so that the students can learn at their own pace. We actually have two different dashboards, one for geometry and one for algebra, and the algebra dashboard is hosted by alex.com. At the beginning of the year, students are given a diagnostic knowledge check, and the results look like this: a dashboard of what students already know and what they need to learn next. The role of the teacher shifts to one of a coach, someone who can educate and motivate on a personal and individual level. Parents often ask, how can I support my child in the dashboard classroom? Parent support looks very similar to parent support in traditional classrooms. The most important would be to periodically have healthy conversations about your child's grades in all of their classes. Many parents enjoy these conversations weekly. Secondly, please contact me early on if you have any questions or start to see any issues with students. As with problems that arise in other areas of our lives, finding solutions is much easier earlier rather than later, so please feel free to contact me early on. Well, that about wraps things up here. Please return your seat backs and tray tables to their upright positions and find the recycle bins for your cups on the way out. We know you have a variety of options when it comes to educational institutions. We thank you that you've chosen Springside Chestnut Hill Airlines for all your educational needs, and we look forward to serving you again next year as well. From all of us at SCH, have a pleasant year.